Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are almost about to get underway for the Quake 4 Grand Final. $20,000 up for grabs in the fall tournament. And here right now, joined by Joe. Nice to have you along, Joe, again.
It's nice to be here.
It is nice to be here.
Sure.
You've done most of the Quake 4 tournament coverage. What do you think of the tournament?
It's kind of same. It's been the same, really. We've had a few of the Europeans, people like Nani, Hell, the Welsh wizard, as you like to call him, coming in and doing quite well in this tournament. But we look at the top four and the top three.
It's not much different, really,
kind of the same old.
You know, I didn't expect it to be much different.
I don't mind that, obviously.
No,
I mean,
great players all round. Great players all round. So, you know, I think the only surprise I think I had was that maybe DeHang didn't manage to finish top three.
Yeah, I was kind of looking forward to seeing DeHang in the top three, but, you know, Cypher came out, played absolutely perfectly almost throughout a few of his games, and obviously Toxjq and Av3k, the two guys that we've really been seeing tussling at the top, aside from obviously Dallas and Toronto. What a perfect game to end it.
Indeed. Right, let's introduce you to the grand finalists then for the Quake 4 Intel Multiplay Cup. $20,000 up for grabs. It is, of course, the finalists Toxjq and Av3k. Ever the showman, is he? He is. He wouldn't be any different. When you're ready, guys, you may go. So as soon as you want to head off in game, that's fine.
Yeah, so
and we'll get underway.
Yeah, we're going to start off with Monsoon, which of course is Toxjq's map choice. We'll then be moving over onto Placebo effect, and then following that, the person with the highest frag difference will choose the third map if that is needed, and the fourth map will just be the one that we haven't played.
Yeah, I think it's important we remind the viewers and the audience here as well that this is a best of 5 map situation, whereas we've had a best of 3 throughout the tournament. This one is now best of 5. However, because Toxjq has come from the upper bracket, he gets a 1 map head start. Yeah. So just make that clear. And if you're thinking, hang on a minute, that's not fair, it is, trust me. We've worked on this and it's fair. Fairish.
Fairish. Yeah, I mean, he needs to win 3. Well, an extra 2 now does Toxjq, because he's obviously come from the upper bracket. Av3k coming from the lower bracket will have to win 3 of the possible 4 maps that we're going to see here. So he's got a difficult challenge, but we've seen him do it before, and there's no reason why we can't see him do it again here.
Indeed. On the other side of it, we have the cyborg. Some people have referred to him as, or the Toxinator, as others have called him. And I have to say, has been pretty fearless and fearsome all the way through this particular tournament. He's taken down everyone with what looks, it almost looks easy at times. I think I've only seen a couple of maps where he's not that on it, but even when he's not that on it, you know, it's still pretty awesome. Yeah,
I mean, we talk about Placebo effect as being Toxjq's weakest map, and actually, it is his weakest map, but it's still far from weak compared to what some people may consider a weak map for a player. So
absolutely.
Obviously, he's going to be looking to tie this one up in 2. He's got 3 maps to go, but we are indeed live here on Placebo effect. Sorry, we're on Monsoon, aren't we?
We are. You're getting ahead of yourself.
That was a great start.
Round of applause for Joe, please.
Mega help picked up by Av3k, and he did, see.
It was going to work anyway. We'll follow Av3k. Actually, I'm going to follow Av3k, and Joey's going to follow Toxjq for you in the crowd. You have a screen either side of the main screen, so that's what we've done that way. On the screen, it won't affect you. We'll go between the 2 players. 2-0 so far to Av3k. 30 seconds into the game. He's going to pick up a 3rd kill with the LG. Great LG work as well, down by the rail cubby. And that rail just stolen away, I think, there by Toxjq. He picked it up, and here comes Av3k. Point blank range with the LG. Oh, stunning strike with the rail from Toxjq. There was 2 in a row in there as well, and he'll steal away now. Av3k, though, with a lucky little spawn there, Joe. But 3-1, and Av3k really has opened up very aggressively.
Yeah, that was very aggressive play there by Av3k, and obviously Toxjq coming off strong. 2 excellent rails, very close range, and he's going to bring back out to a 1-point game. But here comes Av3k instantly off the spawn there. You see him picking up the rocket launcher from that upper spawn. And he's going to move straight in there, did a lot of damage, and obviously that's going to leave Toxjq hurting just a little bit there. Av3k stayed there to pick up the red armor. Toxjq jumped just up above him there, and also hits Av3k with the rail, and that's obviously not the greatest stuff for the team. Av3k also taking a bit of damage from Toxjq, and also being hit with the rail. And it eventually goes down, of course, which now ties the game up 3-all with 13 and a half minutes here on Monsoon.
Amazing that we've had 90 seconds, 6 frags already from these 2 heavyweights, as it were, from Quake4. Well, going to meet against Brother Red Armor, LG to LG, and Av3k did quite well, but we can't give away too much because we don't want to give away the health between the two players, because they can obviously hear us at close proximity. And not only that, you'll see the timers on the screen. We don't need to repeat to you what you're going to be seeing. You'll know where they're going to be heading next by the amount of time left before a power-up. So again, we won't be talking about the power-ups too much in terms of when they spawn, because we're going to spoil the players in the server being so close to us right now. Av3k then with the LG in hand right now, switching over to rockets, spies Toxjq across the far side, fires off on a little bit of hyper blast, which is very useful with the hyper blast over the last few months, and I'd say probably, arguably, one of the most effective players with it as well. Still keeping Toxjq away from him right now as they again spy each other through the walkway towards the red armor. Av3k holding off to try and pick up that red armor, and Toxjq knows that he's there. He's going to wait and pick him off with the railgun. A couple more rockets flying back between them, and they seem content to stay away from each other after that hectic start, Joe. I mean, minute 30 in, and it was 3-3, and no score for the last minute. Might get another kill here. No, we didn't. No, they back away again, and a little bit cagey now.
Both players really starting to just settle into this one, gather a few weapons, a few armors, and then get to work once again. Toxjq down inside that red armor, so he forced Av3k to move away again, not allowing him to come in and challenge for that red armor. So, yellow picks up there, and he lands a great rocket in the feet of Toxjq, coming straight over the top there, and you see the LG from both players. Av3k was down low, and eventually picked up that 25, he just backed onto it there, and he's going to force Toxjq away once again, but Toxjq comes back around into the middle area, jumps across, and then takes him down with LG and puts himself in front for the first time here in the first map of Monsoon.
Yeah, and choice of power-ups to go for there as well. Toxjq decided he was going to go away from the mega house, which we now know that, of course, Av3k was able to get in there and steal that one away off the spawn. It was a reasonably lucky spawn, but Toxjq was torn between two power-ups, and you've got to choose one. He decided he'd go for armor rather than health. Now they're going to meet again. They are going to meet again, trading blows with the LG. LG to LG, and it's going to be Toxjq that wins that one with slightly more on the armor front, and that really helped him out at that particular point. So a good choice in terms of the power. Gets another one off the spawn with the LG as well. And as we hit the 11-minute marker, 6-3 is the score. Av3k, wow, he's been absolutely raged off the spawn with the LG that time round. And really, he wants to try and just settle back into this one, stock up on a bit of armor, grab himself all the weapons, and not be attacked by Toxjq. And he's just giving him no respite at all right now. Always on him. Immediately he comes off the spawn, and again, down by the red eye, he's been pinned in the corner. All he's got is a machine gun left, and the rockets fly down at the feet of Av3k. And Toxjq will take an 8-3 lead.
Yeah, he was a little bit off on his timing of that red armor a little bit earlier on, which is why Toxjq was able to get in there and shut him down. But again, Av3k going very, very aggressive here. Toxjq in by that rocket launcher, and Av3k up on the second tier of that middle area. Again, Av3k backs away. Toxjq is going to collect that. Possibly see a bit of a meeting between these two guys now. Obviously, Av3k had gone back down for the red that he picked up just before being killed in the last encounter there. Here comes the yellow armor fight, and it looks like it's going to be Toxjq forcing Av3k away, firing him up against the walls, and going to finish off with the LG as well. And we hit the 10-minute mark, 2/3 of this first map left, and Toxjq going in for that spawn kill as well. Whether he'll be able to manage it is another thing. He's got the height advantage using those rockets, and does indeed destroy Av3k to gain a 7-point lead.
Yeah, 10-3 then. We are down into the last 10 minutes of it on the back foot right now, but that won't worry him too much here on Monsoon. He'll know what he has to do to get back into this game. Remember, just 2 maps are required. Oh, lovely rocket from Toxjq, and that's another lovely rocket to finish him off as he pops himself through the window on the world and just unleashes a rocket at the last possible moment to grab himself his 11th frag. And yeah, 2 maps are all that are required by Toxjq to claim this Quake4 championship. And I know we keep mentioning it, this may well be the last major Quake4 tournament in the world. More likely this year after the demise of the WSVG, but you know, let's hope not. Let's hope there is something else around the corner. Who knows what is coming in 2008. 11-3 is the score right now for Toxjq. And you know, without any disrespect to the other players in this tournament, I think these two, if it had been anyone else in this, I don't know if that would have been, you know, kind of poetic in terms of who got through to the final. These two have been dominating Quake4 this year, and we do get a final chance to see them slug it out. But the top of their game. I think now with the LG spied Toxjq. Oh, a little bit of a shimmy there from Toxjq. Wasn't able to get him out of trouble, and Av3k picked that one out. Predicted it perfectly. Might get a run on Toxjq now over the red armor. Oh, red spawns just after Toxjq got there, and he backed away from it, and the Hyper Blaster came in, and Av3k now starting to get into his stride here, Joe. 11-5, 8:25 remaining.
Yeah, I think Toxjq was praying for that red armor to spawn just before he died there, but unfortunately it didn't. Av3k was able to get in there. You see Toxjq pushing him across onto that Mega Health with the kickback of that LG. Av3k picking it up, and he's going to follow in here on that red armor Hyper Blaster once again. Toxjq going for the cheeky gauntlet, but he's not going to manage it. And once again, this game comes back to a very close 4 points. We'll see if Av3k can build on this one. He knows Toxjq is down low now in that middle area. A couple of grenades were just spammed out down there. And Toxjq again looks for a bit of an opening. Spots Av3k down low. First the rockets, then the LG. And again, he decides to back away, and Av3k was hit from behind. Instantly, just flipped 180, and the rocket landed straight into Toxjq. Also, the rail off the spawn as well. And now the tables have completely turned here as Av3k once again moves back onto form on the red armor.
Stunning couple of frags from Av3k. Another one. Fantastic rocket though from Toxjq there as Av3k flew across the little parapet towards the Mega Health, and that was a really, really well-timed rocket indeed from the Swede. But just before that, a couple of stunning frags from Av3k. They really were. Great rail, great rocket, great prediction. The flick 180 was stunning. It was almost like he was running away with his back turned to Toxjq, as if he didn't know he was behind him. And all of a sudden he went, "What, you're going to follow me? Okay, have some rocket." And he did. Eat the rocket completely. 11-8 is the score right now with 7 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. They're going to meet again here by the yellow. Av3k is, well, in charge, I think, right now in terms of position, in terms of control. And, well, he's got him on the run right now because Toxjq's absolutely flying around like an Olympic sprinter to try and get away from Av3k right now. And he has that control on Mega. He has the control on the red, does he? Well, there's a nice little rail from Toxjq, but the stunning accuracy from the LG brings the pole to within 2 of the Swede. Now he's going to trap him down by the window. No, they've lost each other. And that little rocket through that window won't actually do any damage. Av3k then going back for the red. Toxjq on the run right now. He leads by 11-9. They're now going to meet yet again in the corridor. More rockets at close range and a more victory for Av3k. He pulls through and times it again. That's stunning stuff from Av3k off the spawns with the rail, and that'll tie us back up at an amazing 11-11. He'll add that one to his tally as well. 12-11 now. Mega Health claim. Toxjq on the run, and the pole is in charge.
Yeah, don't forget Av3k seems to like maneuvering. I mean, he took Sturmy to 6 maps before he destroyed him at I30.
He did.
And, well, you can't count that out here as well, apart from only going to be playing 4, but, you know, that's just a minor technical detail. We've got 6 minutes to go in this one. Av3k is back in charge, back in the lead. And you just saw there the tactical play of Av3k rather than going back for the red armor. Love the grenades again. He decided to go hunting for the kill, and obviously that's thrown Toxjq completely.
I'm sorry, Joe, I've got to interrupt there because just what we were talking about there was just an incredible round. He'd already thrown off a grenade. There's another frag as well. 14-11 up on the board right now, but going back to that frag, incredible stuff. What he did was he threw off a grenade and then railed him afterwards. The grenade then finished him off. It was an absolutely wonderful strike. There's another brilliant rocket, and right now we're not just getting great frags, we're getting movie frags from Av3k, and it's the grand final, and Toxjq has no answer right now. It's 16-11, and those frags are just clocking up second by second, but Toxjq comes flying back with the rocket round the corner, and this is just absolutely brilliant Quake 4.
Yeah, and Av3k again is going quite aggressively. You saw him with the LG, just waiting for Toxjq to make his move inside that red armor. And of course he did pick up that red armor, and he's going to make his way back around. See if he can get a couple of hits onto Av3k here. See if he can get rid of any armor that he does have. He's going to make it, let him go over to that Mega Health. Did hit him with the rail, and again Av3k goes around, collects that yellow, and Toxjq knows exactly where he is. He missed the rail onto him though, down low, and that's obviously allowed Av3k to get himself in there. Still waiting for Toxjq as he drops down, opens up with the LG, and I think he ran out of ammo there for it, and unfortunately has to back away. But if he just had maybe another 20 for that LG, it would have been a different story there.
Well, I think the other thing to notice as well is that I think the red armor is actually a bit of a problem for Toxjq right now, and Av3k has no problem with the railgun whatsoever, because Toxjq right now is appearing at red when it's just nowhere near spawning, so he has absolutely no idea when it's going to spawn. He's just turning up, hoping he'll see it, and he's absolutely all over the place with his timing right now. And I think the fact is that Av3k has rushed into him all the time. Little slide crouch round the corner, and he's just slid crouched right in front of a rocket, and Av3k now has a 6 frag lead here with 4 minutes to go, and Toxjq really has to start upping his game, Joe.
Yeah, he certainly does, and I mean, he did pick up that last red, so he's got the timing down, but again, Av3k is going to travel, he's going to contend for this one. And then Toxjq up there using the height advantage to get those rockets down onto him. Av3k is going to indeed pick up that red armor. Toxjq going to sit back again and taking a lot of damage. And his health is pretty much critically low now. And he needs to find something pretty quickly. Almost being hit with the rail as well. He just hit the wall just in front of him. And now Av3k again continues to move through with that 6-point lead right now. And we've only got 3.5 minutes to go here. And like I say, Toxjq really needs to start up in his game. And because if he doesn't, Av3k is simply going to run away with this one. And on Toxjq's map that we've seen him so formidable on all year round.
Yeah, you know, I know what he's done in between playing in the upper bracket final and now, but whatever it is, he's eating 3 shredded wheat or something, I don't know, but it's certainly working for him. He has that 6 frag lead, just a little bit of a lick of an LG there coming through as he looks across towards the cupboard with the railgun in. Hyper Blaster being used defensively well as well. Now, can he find him with the rockets? No, he can't, so he backs away. Toxjq then over to the other side of the map right now. They have separated out, and the time's starting to become a factor now with 2:48 remaining. And becoming a factor in favour, becoming a friend of Av3k and an enemy of Toxjq. They come face to face again and again. Av3k will win out thanks to a brilliant, and he nearly got the spawn as well. Didn't quite finish him off. Got a great rocket onto it and some Hyper Blaster, but wasn't able to finish him off. Almost walked into one from Toxjq there from down low on the green grass. And that one will be absolutely smashing Toxjq to smithereens. LG to LG off the spawn will just have no hope whatsoever off that one because Av3k is well placed right now. Wow, absolutely point blank range rocket. That won't leave with Av3k with very much health at all. He had 2 in fact after that. And that does at least stop the blood flow that is the Toxjq game right now. He's down by 21 to 13. We're going to hit the 122nd mark any second now. And you know, you never count Toxjq out, but right now it's hard to see where he can find 8 frags from, Joe.
I can't particularly see it right now, but again, if there's one person you don't want to write off in this situation, it would be him. But you know, time is ticking for him, and you can see by the way he's suddenly picked up his pace just a little there, that he is definitely hunting and definitely hoping here that he can get a few on, get lucky off the spawns. But it's going to be too little too late. I mean, we've got 1.5 minutes here, and Av3k is still managing to run as quick as you like, completely away, and obviously Toxjq trying to close him off, but Av3k just seems to be one step ahead.
Because right now, we're down into the last 90 seconds then of map 1, which effectively is map 2. Toxjq leads by a map to 0 in the grand final right now, and it is best of 5. Av3k will level us back up after this one, unless Toxjq can find 9 frags in 70 seconds. Big ask right now. Now he's got to try and claim this one, otherwise that's it. Av3k now in with the LG, and Toxjq just had 2 little health. The claps are really for the GGs, which should break out any moment. We're down into the final 60 seconds. It has been an absolute pleasure to watch this particular map, but a real masterclass from the pole as well. Every time he's come up against Toxjq, he's had more health, more armor, better weapons, better placement.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have a bit of a mental block when playing Toxjq. They give him a bit too much respect, and certainly Av3k has come out here not giving him any respect whatsoever, coming into his strongest map and, to be honest, destroyed him. Yeah,
he certainly has. 10 frags the difference right now, and he's not letting up either. He wants every single frag. It's mind games now. There's another one as well. Really good correction as well, because he caught the little bar going through there with the shotgun in hand and decided, actually, I've got the wrong weapon out here. I'll get the LG out. There's another LG to add to the list. And, yeah, he's enjoying himself right now in the server. Shotgun from Toxjq can't even really become the great equaliser either. So last couple of seconds. Oh, movie frag from Toxjq at the end. 26-14 as the GGs are exchanged. And it is serious Av3k that wins map 1.
We're going to move over now onto Placebo effect, which Av3k will certainly be fancying his chances on even more now.
Joe's going to follow Av3k this time round. I'm going to follow Toxjq this time round, so a little bit of a difference out there in the main arena. Won't affect you out there on the main streams. Here we go then, 3, 2, 1, fight. And we are inside the game for this second map, which is actually the third map. Still following me good. And the machine gun from Toxjq is starting off the spawn. He will get the better spawn and pick up that mega as well.
No, he won't.
So he has the advantage, does he? Oh dear. Well,
that was interesting.
There have been a few mistakes in these last few games. I've noticed that. But that is actually very good play right there. We won't say too much about what Toxjq just did, because obviously we'll give it away to his opponent. But I think that's very, very smart, Joe.
Yeah, of course it is. And you can probably see it in this next battle here once he picks up that red armor right in front of that.
Even though I might say it came from a mistake.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he actually slid past it, didn't pick it up, went for the jump the second time, missed that one, and obviously third time, lucky for him. But he is 2-0 in the lead again, using that Hyper Blaster there. He's just spotted Av3k up on that Mega Health platform. And like you said, this is going to be quite a crucial thing because we can probably talk about it now since it's all done and dusted. Av3k was obviously thinking about the timing of that one, and it'll have completely thrown him off there. Plus, it was also very closely timed to the red armor as well, which was a good thing from Toxjq's point of view. Yeah,
absolutely. Toxjq using that very strategically well. After making a mistake, he actually corrected himself very well and said, you know what, actually, I'm going to throw the timing off really early in this game, and it's going to completely screw with his head. And that's exactly what he's done. Because you saw him turn up at the Mega Health very early on. And so that actually put him on the back foot. Toxjq's going to rack up his 4th frag in a row this time with the LG. Nice little rocket jump as well. And he has the advantage here. Oh, and streaming across the map was Av3k. And you see there's another one of those reasons that he threw the timing out early means he forces him to go for the power-up very early. And that's exactly what he did there. He's picked up another frag here with the LG, and this is demolition time from Toxjq. Do you think he might have pissed him off in that first match?
I think he'll not be too happy about it. He seems to be making up for it now. I mean, 7-0 already here. And once again, he's going to collect that red helmet, going to go searching again for Av3k, because they're going to work with the Hyper Blaster once again. And Toxjq actually ran out of ammo there for the LG and switched out to Hyper Blaster to finish things off. But, you know, I mean, it's now 8-0, and he's certainly looking in a very comfortable position.
He's moving around the map a lot better than he was in that last map on Monsoon, Toxjq, as well. He's got a bit of speed about him as well. Little crouch slides are coming in, and all the little tricks across the map are coming in. Lovely rail there as well. Another frag knocked up on the board, and this is a completely different scenario and a different map, of course, from the previous one on Monsoon. I think I spoke to Jay earlier and said Monsoon's a brain map, and this one's really an aim map.
Yeah. Well, so far so good. I mean, it's been almost flawless since that initial mistake, really, over by the Mega Health, which actually turned out to be a really good benefit for him. He certainly pulled things right, and again, a stunning rail over by the Mega Health again.
Yep. That was another example of it over by the Mega, was the fact that Av3k has no idea when that timing is, but he does have a lock on the red armor right now. That will save him a little bit, and Toxjq decides to back himself away from that, and instead has lost out on the Mega, lost out on the red and the yellow now as well, and now Av3k just starting to try and wrestle the control away from his opponent and has him on the back foot right now. Does he manage to pick up the Mega? He does. Ooh. Now, he's got a bit of a run now on this one because he's got Mega, he's got red, he's got yellow, he's got all the colours under the rainbow right now. Toxjq is now the man who's on the back foot, but he lays a stunning rail, and that'll put Av3k on his back foot. Now he's got 2 more rockets into the feet, and that is not the comeback that we were expecting there, because Toxjq is absolutely on fire. There's another rocket and another rail to finish things off. Great combination of weapon use, Joe, and a 12-0 lead. And just when you thought Av3k was about to wrestle control of the map away from him, never underestimate him.
No, even in a position where he's actually got the disadvantage, like you said, he can just turn things around like that. He's the kind of player who doesn't lose his head, so even after losing quite badly, I mean, over on Monsoon, at points it was looking pretty terrible for him. It's come out in this one, and we actually saw it in a WSVG Grand Final as well. I mean, Fatality absolutely destroyed him on placebo effects, and, well, guess who won that game?
Yeah, there is a little bit of history with Toxjq and lower bracket players that come from the lower bracket playing him as well, so, and I think that'll play on his mind a little bit. I'm sure he'll have some doubts creeping in there as well, especially from that first map. Av3k will want to try and remind himself that that's the case as well, and they battle again, and a good choice of weapon really for Av3k, although he is very good with that Hyper Blaster, but not quite that good. Toxjq with the LG now, tries to go for the railgun shot, misses, and then uses the shotgun, and popping through grenades through the floor, and he will get the second shotgun will come in. And Toxjq 13-0, unlucky for some, it's unlucky for Av3k right now. With, 10:20 on the clock, still plenty of time, and I've seen plenty of games like this go the other way, but not really change momentum from one player to the other. I thought that actually Av3k had wrestled control away, and we were seeing the change then, but Toxjq came back very strong, and he's added another frag to the board, 14-0 right now. Oh, just a little bit of a mistake there from Toxjq, though, allowed Av3k to get back in and grab that Mega Health. Doesn't want to give him too many more power-up chances, that's for sure.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a changer here. Obviously, he's got that yellow armor. He picked up the last Mega, so now's going to be a great time for him to move in, challenge for this red armor, and obviously really change the course of the game. Going to come in now, and actually hitting a rocket against the wall by the side of him, done himself a lot of damage there, and obviously that's going to completely nullify most of his health and certainly all of his armor as well. So kind of back to square one here now for Av3k, and he's just got to go again, do the exact same thing, and just work on it slowly.
Yeah, one man with the advantage of health, one man with the advantage of armor. They'll both know that as well because of where they've been moving around the map. So neither will feel particularly uncomfortable about meeting the other, but I don't think they'll want to go full on into the heat of battle just yet. More tactical kind of game. Red armor spawns. We are going to get the fight over that red armor as well. Toxjq goes in with the LG, and Av3k comes back with the rockets. Oh, hyper blaster from Toxjq was absolutely pinpoint accurate, and he will steal away that red. He'll then wait for the mega to spawn as well, and Av3k's making a good job of it. Not quite good enough. And that mega will be Toxjq's, and 16-0, Joe. I don't remember recalling a game. Remember recalling a game? No, I don't remember recalling. It's age. It's an age thing. I don't remember recalling a game that ever was 16-0 after 7 minutes with Av3k involved.
No, I think Toxjq seems to be in a comfortable position, judging by that last game. I don't know if you spotted that when it was zoomed in and
No,
was straight
I wouldn't have
left
spotted
and
that
right.
because I haven't got my glasses.
Well, yeah.
That's
Getting
another
old now.
That was another old joke.
How old are you today, Red Eye?
No, don't start. It is currently 16-0. Now, don't start the happy birthdays now in the middle of the Quake 4 Grand Final, please. You guys crack me up, you really do. 8 minutes remaining, 16-0, and Toxjq is absolutely cruising in this particular. I wonder if he can get to 36-0.
Oh, that'd be special, wouldn't it? Oh.
Yeah, that was Tosspot with the candle joke. No, I was going to say, about to say that Av3k had got himself on the scoreboard, but actually he killed himself.
Yeah, I don't think these guys
harsh.
are actually playing for a separate prize as well.
Yeah, they are playing for a frag prize as well, which is a very heavy top-loaded PC, a top-loaded PC. And it is for most amount of frags in the tournament. I don't know what the structure is for that one. I don't know who's winning that. Oh, pixel-perfect rail from Toxjq will make it 17 to -1. And yeah, that won't help Av3k in the quest for the PC either. I'm sure that they're not thinking about that too much right now because this is, after all, the grand final. If Toxjq wins this one, he leads by 2 maps to 1 and would therefore require just one more to claim victory in the $20,000 multiplayer Intel Quake 4 Cup. I can't quite believe it's that much money.
No, I mean,
it's great.
Intel, well, again, I mean, they've been showing us all year that they can put the money in there and do well for the community, and once again they come with the goods, and we've got to say thank you to Garpy as well for sorting all that one out and bringing us this tournament here as well. We're going to see a battle here now for the red armor. Av3k on the red armor spawn point, and he's going to collect that as well, and we'll see if he's going to push a little further. He's not. He's going to wait out for the yellow. Both players exchanging a couple of rails, and I believe both missing there as well.
Yeah, not just missing either. Toxjq falling down again. It's not the first time we've seen him make a little mistake in terms of movement around the map. I wouldn't say it's a tricky map, but it has some little jumps that if you don't get quite right, you do miss the ledges. And that was Toxjq making another one of those just there. Now he completes it this time round. Little grenade goes flying off down towards the yellow corridor. He's got an LG to Av3k's LG. Neither of them are able to land all that much damage, and instead Toxjq now backs away. He had rail in hand, wasn't able to spy his opponent. Oh, just got a glimpse of him, just a sliver of the side of his arm as he fell down towards the lower level. But wasn't able to connect, but he's really, really on form right now with his prediction, and there's another one. Picked that one out of the photograph album. 18-1, red armor claim, and Av3k, well, you might as well stand still, son, because you are going to get smashed all over the place again here as well. Rockets coming all from all over the place, and there it is. Toxjq picks up frag number 19. The gap, however, is 20. And there is Mega Health coming in. Toxjq is just having a bit of fun in the server right now. In the zone, locked on. And they're going to have some fun, I think, at the end of this game. 5:25 remaining now, but 20 to -1 is a devastating scoreline. How do you come back from that one, even in the next map?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about this map, obviously. It's going to be a bit of a knock on the confidence, but I think Av3k's a young player, and I hate saying inexperienced, but I guess you could say as opposed to Toxjq, but, you know, it seems to be very, very level-headed, and a situation like this I don't think will phase him that much like we've seen in the past. I mean, last time he was here, 6-mapper against Sturmy.
22 -1 now. As the 5-minute warning sounds in this Quake 4 Grand Final map number 3. No, you do not need to adjust your set. This is the second map played. Toxjq got a 1-map advantage in the best of 5 Grand Final leads. Well, will lead by 2-1 almost for sure at the end of this particular map. And he has an unassailable 23 frag lead. Am I just put the commentator's curse on this game now, or what? It's usually what happens, isn't it? Yeah. Call the game early. the other guy starts going nuts. But at the moment, there's no sign of that. And Av3k, I think, has pretty much resigned himself to the fact that he has lost this particular map. And just now, he just won't care too much about what's going on, won't worry about rushing in. And we should see a few big frags, actually, from both of them.
Yeah, I mean, he just picked up that mega helpful last time as well, and we're going to see him waiting around here for the red armor, missing that rail, and you can see Toxjq firing those rockets down towards him inside that red armor pit. And Av3k has picked up the red that last time as well. He's going to go again, try and pull something out, manages to hit the rail as it comes through, and again a couple of rockets here, and Toxjq is going to go down, and finally Av3k gets himself back up to 0.
And a punch in the air from Av3k there as well. Yeah, it was a punch in the air because he got back to 0. Congrats to Av3k, he's back on no points. 3 minutes 42 seconds remaining of the particular map, and yeah, we're playing for fun frags, I guess, now, which gives us an opportunity to talk about the people involved in bringing this particular tournament to us. Well, actually, Av3k gets his first official frag of the game and is now at 22-1. Might pick up another one here as well, as Toxjq's just spawned, only has machine gun in hand and a yellow, and we'll leave them to fight alone. But yeah, some important people involved, Dallo not least of which is Dallo organised pretty much the tournament itself as the yeah, I think we might see a few of those kind of frags, but yeah, seriously, Dallo doing a lot of work for the tournament. Also, Shedboy and Oxy, great work from them all the way through the weekend. They've had a lot to put up with and a lot to cope with, and also to Garpy as well, obviously, because he was the main man for getting the money. So all good stuff from all of them to bring a quality tournament to I32 and the multi-playing land. 22-2, and that will be number 23 for Toxjq, with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. I'm not that surprised, but it's the scoreline I'm surprised about, Joe.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, at this rate, obviously, the thing that matters now is that the third map is going to be decided by the person with the biggest frag total, which
at the moment is looking like it's going to be Toxjq.
Yeah, so that's why he's kept going and kept playing like this. But you know, Av3k is going to try in these last couple of minutes and maybe narrow that gap down a little bit. So
I think what's great about this is, from a crowd point of view, those of you watching outside and those of you watching the arena, is that Av3k's not going to give up because he's a showman. So he's going to show you a few tricks and a few good, great couple of shots and so on. Toxjq's not going to give up because he's a machine. He doesn't know how to give up.
Stop until 15.
No, he doesn't. He has 15-minute cycles in his life, so he doesn't stop until 15 minutes are up.
So what do you think he's going to go for next? Because obviously there are now Torment and
I think Frantic would be his obvious choice. I mean, he it's a strong map, but I don't know. We'll see. Memories. Yeah, he does have bad memories. I mean, I don't know if they'll come back as well. So interesting, but he did do very well against Av3k earlier on Frantic. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw Frantic in Louisville where Av3k actually took that game, and he turned up with a pizza box, which was described with coolest tactics.
Yes.
And obviously that.
I gave him a Jaffa cake box earlier with some scribbles on, some stickmen, and a crosshair which just says, "When Toxjq appear in crosshair, shoot." He gave the box back to me.
Yeah?
Yeah, he didn't want it.
Is there a punchline?
No, that is the punchline. Yeah, I gave him the Jaffa box and told him how to beat Toxjq, and he gave it back to me. Didn't want to know. What do I know?
Yep. Less than a minute to go.
He needs cooler school. That's what he needs for Frantic. Cooler school. 25-4 is the score right now to Toxjq, or Toxjq as you see him on the scoreboard. The JQ signifies his name, by the way, for those of you who are unaware. Johan Quick. And with 35 seconds left of this particular map, we have our winner of this second map, our third of the grand final, and Toxjq will take it to lead by 2-1. He needs just one more map after this to take victory in this grand final.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be finding out exactly in about 20 seconds time what that third map will be. If we do manage to go on to a fourth, if Av3k comes out on the next map, wins that one, then we'll have a fourth and final map, which will be the one that isn't picked next out of the 2 remaining maps. So
yes, there's our full map pool.
Yeah,
indeed. So we might well see both maps yet, but I don't know. What do you reckon? I'm still thinking that maybe nice little ending. Round of applause then for Toxjq winning that particular map. 25-4. We are are about to get underway. Joe, take us away for Torment.
Yeah, it's going to be Torment. Those that you don't know, there's no rail on here because I don't think we saw this map at I30 anyway. But either way, we are underway, and Av3k moving straight through with the rockets, and he's going to pick up the first frag. And that mega health that was down there as well. You've also got 2 yellow armors on this one, the lava room yellow and the ledge yellow, or the upper yellow, and of course a red armor as well. So it's full of power-ups, lots of items at a time, which can only be an interesting thing here.
Yeah, it is. It's a very loaded map in terms of amounts, and Av3k picked up his second frag thanks to the... wow. As soon as I could actually announce that he got his second, he got his third. I mean, who needs seconds when you're Av3k? 3-0. Might get a fourth here as well, but Toxjq on the back foot with the machine gun did a lot of damage, and he's only had 3 health left, and that's a fantastic strike through the hole in the floor with the rockets, and Av3k now has a 4-0 lead. And Joe, early on, I know it's only a minute in, but do you think Toxjq's sitting there going, blimey, why did I pick this one?
Yeah, and again, that goes back to that whole thinking far too deep at this time of day kind of thing. But with 14 minutes to go, Av3k certainly has started off absolutely perfectly here. And again, he's going to collect that lava room yellow. Spies Toxjq just coming through that teleporter there. He's got him pinned inside that ledge yellow. And obviously, it's a little recess there. If you get pinned inside with the LG, you're going to have a hard time of actually getting out of there. And obviously, that proved to be correct there as Toxjq fell once again. And is now 5-0 behind.
Yeah, I think one of the things about Torment I really do like is that you do get a lot of really meaty, beefy battles. And the reason for that is, as Joe rightly pointed out, is it's stacked with power-ups. 2 yellows, 1 red mega, and no rail, which means that you really have to get in close and personal to do a lot of damage, because you can find often that actually, mistake there from Toxjq, he fell down into the acid, into the lava, my mistake, and Av3k will get the kill. Well, he didn't get the kill either. Oh dear, low update, and I lagged. Oops, PB. Yeah, Punkbuster not happy with Toxjq, that's for sure. 5-1. And, well, we'll have to see whether that makes any difference regards the game. I don't know, I think Av3k's just had a really, really strong start. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much evident here. You can see that everything he's done right, and just looking at his health and armor just proves that obviously his timings, especially on that mega health, has been there a split second before and picked it up. And
I also have to say though as well that I don't think I've seen Toxjq moan that much. He's not one of these players that is very vocal in terms of typing stuff inside games. So I don't know. It's unusual that you would make a comment like that without any justification. We'll see. Anyway, Toxjq trying to move towards the mega health, wasn't able to get there in time. Av3k well, actually caught staring at the ceiling. Actually, what he was doing is he was thinking that actually Toxjq was going to attack him from above, and he didn't. He surprised him and doubled back on himself. But the mega health will be in the hands of the Pole, and the Swede instead will go back and collect the red armor. He's now got to get himself some weaponry in there as well somehow, because he doesn't have a whole stack of weapons or indeed ammo right now, and the armor from the yellow as Av3k just turns and runs for his life, and finally decides to come back for a little bit of a fight with the LG. They exchange LGs. Again though, they back away. Lots and lots of action on Torment. Av3k leads by 5-1, and we have played already incredibly 3 minutes of this third and actually fourth final map.
Yeah, again, Av3k down there for that mega. Toxjq knows he's got on. He's not even challenged for it the last couple of times. He was happy sitting on that red and taking one of the yellows as well, which this time happens to be that lava room yellow. Av3k again is just hunting around, hunting for the first frag, and obviously that little window there. Av3k just having to dodge off to the right, manages to land a couple onto Toxjq though. He knew he was going around for that red armor. We're going to see a big LG battle here. Av3k is going to be in trouble. Picks up the 25, but Toxjq is able to make it count and brings himself back up to 0. Yeah,
good positioning from Toxjq there. He knew that the red armor was coming. The mega's now up as well, and is he going to be able to get there in time? He is going to be able to get there in time. Very, very close from both players as well. Don't want to give away the health of either player, but that was very, very close, and a great rocket from Toxjq. Just as Av3k went for the yellow, he might get himself back into the game here. 3 quick frags in a row, and that's how quickly Torment can change around. Get control, and you really can start to run the gauntlet of frags.
Yeah, that was a close rocket there. You set one.
Yeah, I didn't see that one on my screen. I heard it fly past my ears.
Yeah, he spotted Toxjq running, and obviously he's sent out the rocket, and he's going to get caught there inside that long corridor. And obviously Toxjq knew he was quite low. And obviously from that point then just went at him with the machine gun. So Toxjq brings it now back to a 1-point game. And again, he's going to challenge this time for the mega health. Av3k's there as well, but it is Toxjq who picks that one up. And he's going to escape.
Yeah, it was a strange moment there, Joe, actually, where there was almost 4 items were actually up on the map. and neither player had got any of them, and Toxjq seemed to have made best use of that by picking up the Mega and 2 of the yellows, and I think the only thing he wasn't able to pick up was the red, which he will try and move in for right now. So he's running the gauntlet of the power-ups right now, and that's why he's able to dominate Av3k when they come face-to-face. Av3k really doesn't want to face him right now. He has to try and chip away at this control that now Toxjq has, and he now leads by 7-6. Early on, it was the other way round, and so slowly but surely, Toxjq chipped away at Av3k and got himself back into the game.
Yeah, certainly, and those guys at the front that couldn't actually see anything there, I do apologise. And Av3k now on that red armour platform. He did pick up that red armour, going to go into Toxjq here, was by that lava room yellow. And finishes him off and ties up the game once again at 7-all. With 9 minutes and 20 left on the clock. Here comes Toxjq once again, and Av3k almost taking himself out there for a second. And of course, Toxjq has fired off a rocket as well at the same time. And Toxjq actually knowing that went straight in there, and Av3k. Toxjq played smart there with the machine. He didn't do it at range. He got right into his face. He knew it was low, so he was probably going to injure himself with a bit of splash damage anyway, which is exactly what happened there. And obviously, Toxjq goes back into the lead.
Yep, 1 point lead for the Swede into the last 9 minutes. Here's the dream of the pole about to die, along with the rockets that he's eating from the Swede right now. 9-7. And trying to work out who has the control on the items right now, because Av3k stole away the last red, he's stolen away that red as well, and then slams a rocket down right into Toxjq's face, and then Toxjq respawns, makes a little mistake on the jump across as well, won't matter and it won't affect him, and now he has a chance Av3k here to get back in to control of the map. And you know, there's not a lot in this game, Joe. It's 9-8 in terms of score, but in terms of control as well, they really neither of them were able to lock that down for too long. And pinned up in the corner was Toxjq there, and Av3k came back with the LG to win that particular frag and tie us back up at 9-9 and through the holes in the floor now. Here's Toxjq looking at him. Av3k has actually moved around to the other side before he pops himself through the teleport. And now, next fight looks as if it's going to come at the Mega Health, and Av3k surprises his opponent by dropping through the hole in the floor. Not only does he claim that Mega, but he also claims the frag that puts him back into the lead. This time, we've got a seesaw game on Torment.
Yeah, Toxjq moving in here with that rocket launcher, and again, Av3k is just going to dodge left and right and get himself out of there and collect that red armor once again. And we'll see how Toxjq deals with this one now, because obviously he's got a lot to really get back into this one. Av3k has picked up the last Mega Health, of course, and also that red armor, so he really needs to knock him off one of those major 2 power-ups, and we'll see how well he's able to do that here. Again, Av3k is going to make his move around and go into that Mega Health room. I think Toxjq knows that's up there as well, but he knows that he can't challenge for it at this point. Instead, he's going to go inside for the red. Av3k coming in from behind, though, and hitting him with a couple of seconds of LG there. But again, Toxjq moves away. He wants more before he gets into a fight here.
Yep. You'll see some clever little movements by Toxjq as well. If you're a player that perhaps isn't on one of these players' level, which I guess is probably the whole room and everyone watching on the internet, there's a couple of little things that he did there which you might not have noticed, you might have, but I'll point them out anyway. What he does, when he fires those rockets, he just moves away from where he's just fired it, which might sound obvious, but to players that don't play these games often, it's often missed. You know, you move away from where you just fired it means your opponent thinks you're somewhere else that you're not. So it's just quite a nice little tactic. I don't see an awful lot of the top players using that kind of tactic either. So interesting little moves from Toxjq as Av3k flies down towards the teleport. They're going to both be fighting over this next power, which is going to be the red armor. And the positional players from Toxjq, he will steal it as well. Just a few slivers of health remaining, and those slivers are now taken away by the brilliance of Av3k with a wonderful strike thanks to the Hyper Blaster. We'll get another one off the spawn with the rockets as well, and now might get another one. These are really bad spawns in a row here for Toxjq. He's taken another big hit on that spawn, and it's now got him get himself, well, not just back into the game, Joe, but he's really got to get himself back in terms of the frags, break that momentum run that Av3k's got now, and also start stealing away some of these power-ups.
Yeah, I think Av3k's shown that obviously once he gets into a bit of a groove, he'll just keep going until he feels comfortable to slow himself down a little bit, and he's certainly going to push in here, but some great rockets by Toxjq, going to push him back. Obviously didn't have much to work with there, and I'm surprised he didn't back away from that situation, possibly thinking he'll have a better situation off the spawn. But either way, Av3k survives once again. I won't say obviously how much health and stuff he's got. You can all see that on the stream and in here as well. But Toxjq, I guess, already knew that anyway. Yeah, I think he probably did. So the Mega Health will be Toxjq's little prize for winning that particular battle. And Av3k, unfortunately, not able to get back into it just yet. He's taking a bit more damage from the LG, and another frag locked up. They'll come face to face again down towards the
high corridor leading back to the red armor, and only machine gun coming out from Toxjq at long range here. That red armor still has, well, it has spawned, and Av3k did take it, but it wasn't enough to stop him from falling down and dying. And interesting move there from Toxjq. Could have had a stab there at Av3k from along the long corridor, but decided instead that wouldn't give away his position, and instead would go and top himself back up with health and armor. 4:55 remaining. Av3k leads by 3. Really isn't much of a lead at all, and can change in the blink of an eye. We've already seen that in this game. Oh, lovely little grenade from Toxjq, nearly taking out Av3k as he goes back down. He'll drop down towards the lava, claim himself an LG frag as well, and then an LG off the spawn will get him another frag. And now I think Av3k can start to think that actually he does have control. He has the ability to win this particular map and take us to a 5th and final one.
Yeah, certainly now he's got the control here, and he's going to want to build on this one. Going to want to pull probably 5-10 frags into the lead. I mean, he's got the 6 now, and that's really not quite enough, in my opinion, at 4 minutes anyway. So he's going to want to move along a little bit. Again, he's got perfect timing on that mega health and the red armor. Those items is timing completely. I mean, the other 2 yellows, he's probably timing one of them, but not both.
I
of them.
think what he did in the upper bracket final, for those of you that watched it out on the internet TV, it was when he played Frantic, he got to around about this position. He was 3 or 4 frags in the lead, and he decided to play very defensively. Now, this time around, he doesn't seem to have done that. He's playing, defensive shots, but he's not necessarily positioning himself defensively, and I think that might be a different tactic here to play on Torment. Map plays a part in it because Frantic's such a different map from this, but also it's about playing a little bit smart. He has a 6 frag lead. He knows he doesn't have to go for the power-ups, but if he gets caught at any point, he knows that Toxjq will really start to rage him down and play him off the spawns, and he doesn't want to get into that position either, so he's just running the clock down effectively. It's like taking the ball into the corner in football right now, as Toxjq now does pick up that frag. That was what I was talking about. He now has to run on the red, the yellow, and the mega as well, and if he can make it count and really keep Av3k in sight, he can really take advantage of the advantage he has in armor and health. Av3k up on the high yellow now, picks up that yellow, but again, doesn't have enough health or armor to survive the onslaught of the LG from the sweep. Gap is down to 4. We have less than 3 minutes remaining.
We do, and again, Av3k was one of those timed down to perfection. You see the rockets coming down there from Toxjq, who was up on that red armor spawn. Av3k inside the lava. He is going to get out though. You'd have thought Toxjq maybe went for the LG, try and hold him in there for a little while. But he's not going to bother. He still has a 4-point cushion here. Let's see how long he'll be able to hold on to this one. He's struggling a little bit for a couple of... well, mainly for his armor. I mean, he's had that mega health a good few times in a row. He's still going to wait out for this red armor. Toxjq coming in through that teleporter in behind him. Only 69 69 armor. That's a long day. That's what a long day does to you. And we're going to see a battle now down here for the mega. Or not, as Av3k has to back off there.
Yeah, Toxjq just deciding to move away as well. So 4 frag difference, 2 minutes 10 seconds. And a reminder to you as to when this one's working. If this is won by Av3k, we're at 2-2. We will go to a 5th and final map, and it will be on Frantic, and that would just be extraordinary to witness from both sets of players. However, Tox needs 4 frags to tie things back up on Torment, and if he did get those frags, he would be the champion. So we could be just a couple of minutes away from crowning a champion in the Intel Multiplay $20,000 tournament for Quake 4. Likewise, we could be heading to map number 5. Av3k has his own destiny in his own hands right now with that 4 frag advantage. Almost like he's disconnected from the server because Toxjq can't find him. Finally does find him in the rocket corridor. Av3k picks up the frag though, and surely now Toxjq will now have to face a 5th map. He hasn't been able to do it on Torment. It was his map choice, remember, as well. He's going to lose out here. Machine gun to LG. Av3k strokes out for a 6 frag lead now. 20-14, and almost in the territory of being able to respawn and kill all the way through. But Toxjq just picking up 1, and Av3k's got to be careful here. He doesn't want to get too carried away. Toxjq in a little bit of trouble, and he's bleeding a little bit too much to go on the attack just then, so decides instead to go for the power-ups. Has 1 minute remaining. 5 frags. Possible, doable, but he has to start scoring them now, and he does pick up 1. Does he get the spawn frag? No, he doesn't straight away. A little bit of consternation there as he found his way down low and actually wanted to be up high. Now hunting, on the hunt for the pole. Hasn't found him, and Av3k doing his best Houdini act right now and disappearing from the map. But Av3k now will win that fight, and that'll be a 5 frag advantage now, and for almost certain, Joe, that is game over as far as Torment's concerned, and we're going to be tied up at 2-2.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, there's no way that he's going to be able to do this now. And like I said, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what Toxjq said about his map choice here, whether they just wanted the cushion just in case he could beat him on this one. He didn't want to play this one last, obviously. But we are going to move over to Frantic next of all. And like you said, you've already seen these guys play on there already today.
Yeah, absolutely. I watched that one through the upper bracket final, and Toxjq was very, very good. And I have to say also that Av3k was very good as well. Match will end. Av3k 22, Toxjq 16. That's 4-4. We now have a fifth and final map to decide the entire championship. And of course, don't go anywhere after this map's been played. We will have the grand final. It is the fifth map. We are underway on Frantic, and don't go anywhere at the end of this because we will have the prize presentations directly after this particular map in 15 minutes time. 15 minutes separates Toxjq or Av3k from becoming arguably 2007's world champion for Quake 4. Av3k is the first man to draw blood. Joe, this one is going to be an absolutely awesome grand final.
Yeah, I mean, this could possibly be the last big competitive Quake 4 game we see, so enjoy it while it's here as Av3k gets a kill and puts himself back into the lead. Hyperblaster through that teleporter there. He's going to push right in onto Toxjq again, who was flung up into the air with those rockets. And again, he's going to have to back away himself because he was low on health, but he is going to get the kill anyway. Toxjq was down there below him. Can Av3k escape here? And he's down again. And they're having a little bit of trouble, but is going to be able to get away from him, at least for now.
Yeah, Frantic is the name of the map, and it's Frantic by name, Frantic by nature. I say it every time, and it never bears saying again. 3-1 Av3k leads, and always a crazy, crazy start to this particular map as Toxjq drops down on the top of Av3k's head, but Av3k was wise to him and knew exactly where he was going. He's also claimed the 50, the mega health of Frantic in the middle as well. Now that'll give him a little extra bit of health that he might have lost having done that little last battle, and Toxjq didn't need the 50, of course, because Spawn with 125. It's now 4-1 down, now trying to go for that corner yellow, and well, the red right now is in the hands of Av3k. He has the control on the map. He finds his way past the LG ledge, comes back down towards the corner yellow. Toxjq up on the top, trying to avoid those beams from the electricity of the LG, and has avoided all of them as well. Has done a very good job of doing it too. Av3k then speeding across the map, finds himself all the way above the hole in the floor, and Toxjq can't get out of the top corridor right now. He's completely pinned in there, but I don't think he'll worry too much, Joe, because that yellow's up there, and that's exactly what he wants. A couple of great rockets coming down to that middle area, down low, but they have now decided to back away from each other. Might meet again in the high corridor, and well, backed away once, backed away twice, and then decided they would go for a little battle. It's rockets for Toxjq, LG for Av3k, and Av3k really looking very, very good in that corridor, and that's what you'll see Toxjq backing away. Has to go for some health now. An LG to LG, and they will finally fall away. Av3k, though, with a 4-1 lead off the spawns, has done very, very nicely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely perfect start from him, and I think he's going to carry it on here as well as Toxjq again tries to escape from that red armor room, and it doesn't quite manage it. 50 years up. Av3k needed to pick that up, and he did pick it up. And now he's going to go chasing again. He knows that he'll probably be in a position to make another frag here, getting hit with the shotgun from that second tier of middle. And that red armor is going to be in his hands here once again. Toxjq just flying down from that second tier again and hitting him, knocking him quite down low there. But you see that Av3k actually connected with a rocket through that teleporter, and that could change the way things are at the moment. I mean, Toxjq is still looking good and very, very even as far as the health and armor goes there.
Yeah, it's always a great level of Frantic for health and armor because they have no mega health. The mega health is effectively the 50 bubble of health in the middle of the map. As Toxjq picks up his second frag to narrow the cap to 3. And apparently Toxjq needs 24 frags to win the fragging tournament. Av3k needs 29 with the hang out front right now. So this could go any way you like. There's not just an amazing grand final taking place, there's also the highest frags of the tournament up for grabs as Av3k puts another rocket onto Toxjq's feet and will increase his lead now to 7-2. He started off like this in the upper bracket final as well, so Toxjq fans, don't discount yourselves as we get a double kill from high to low. Av3k cancels out the rocket that Toxjq threw up above him. They both annul each other's kill, and we are at 8-3 right now in this Intel multiplayer $20,000 Quake 4 tournament as Toxjq picks up another frag, this time with a rocket to the head of Av3k, literally standing on top of his head. and putting it right down his throat. 8-4.
You don't need any words, you know.
No, you don't.
I just want to watch. I don't want to speak.
All right, okay.
Okay, so Av3k is inside that lower yellow room. I knew I'd break the silence first.
Damn.
You beat me at it. And Av3k is going to come charging around now onto that upper yellow again. Rockets are going to be flying. And that rocket launcher picked up as well in there. You see Toxjq down low, spamming through the teleport. And Av3k just hitting him with one and a second when he comes through. Is he going to go down here? And Toxjq with the LG out. There is a 25 behind that little teleporter exit platform. And the last one is going to clip him a little bit there.
Well, actually, it didn't. I mean, you can see on your screen, Joe, but yeah, absolutely. That rocket came flying past. And there's Av3k with the LG through the middle area. And yeah, for a moment there, it looked like that rocket was going to connect, and somehow Toxjq managed to hop and skip above it. Av3k will not allow him to avoid that one, though, and it's now really piling the pressure on. 10 minutes remaining, and 10-4 is the score right now. And this is a much better display from Av3k than he made in the upper bracket final. Make that 11-4 with the LG across, and a really nice frag, that one. And Av3k looking very good at the moment, but you know, like we said before, never ever count Toxjq out. 11-4 is the score, with 7 frags the difference. Toxjq just holding off for now. He's got himself into a little bit of trouble here. Trapped down in the red armor room. He'll try and get out by spamming that hyper blast, and doing a very good job of it indeed, and picking up the frag. And I think he fancied his chances to win that one, but well, he proved me wrong, because I definitely didn't think he had a chance of winning that one. Now, trapped into the LG room is Av3k, and Toxjq will pick up another frag, reduce the deficit back down to 5. And he's seen where Av3k spawned, and machine gun was pretty good, but red armor will be claimed this time by Toxjq. And again, it was Av3k who was able to watch that one and know exactly where his opponent was. Time ticking down now for Av3k. We've got 9 minutes remaining to decide, arguably, 2007's world champion for Quake 4. 5 frags is the difference. I'm sure they'll claim it as bragging rights, if not in name, that's for sure, as Toxjq's LG works very well indeed. Oh, stunning rocket from him as well. He threw himself round the map, sped round. He knew where Av3k was going to go for that 50, and sent off a rocket that was just a couple of pixels ahead of it, and claimed a stunning frag with the rockets. They really have been in just absolutely sensational form all weekend, and they are really showing their form in the grand final as well. It's great to see, as Toxjq, with another stunning piece of LG work, picks up frag number 8. Gap down to 3, Joe. And Av3k's got to be careful here.
Yeah, it was a little bit too aggressive for my liking there from Av3k. I mean, he pushed him with basically no health whatsoever, and whether he thought Toxjq was a bit lower than he was, I'm not sure. But he certainly threw one away there, and Toxjq's going to chase him down here inside that lower yellow room. A couple of rockets missing. Well, the third one is going to connect, and he's going to bring it down to a 1-point game. And Av3k spawning inside that hyper blaster corridor. Can he escape from him? No, he can't. Toxjq going to level it up here. Just under 8 minutes to go, and then we're back to square one. All level here, and Av3k again. He's taking a bit of damage from Toxjq, who is up high now on that back corridor. And Av3k looking for that lower yellow, which will be around in a few seconds or so. And Av3k knows it. He's going to pick that one up and then go back around, trying to get here, possibly into that red armor room. Toxjq knows he's there as well. The rocket was following him down, and Toxjq going to drop right in front of him here. Av3k hiding behind the wall, and Toxjq is in trouble. And Av3k is going to play himself back into the lead, and he's going to get the spawn kill here by the looks of things. He is indeed. Toxjq did try and fool him. He tried to make Av3k think that he was going back around the main exit, but in fact was coming out hyper blaster. But Av3k was having none of it.
No, absolutely none of it whatsoever. And now has retaken the lead. But I'll tell you what I did notice. Minute 15, and Toxjq put 8 frags on the board. That's how quick he was with that little run. It went from 11-3 to 11 all, and it's now 14-11. It's almost like Av3k needs him to go and score a load of frags for him to actually wake up and then reconnect to the server and play the game. But whatever floats your boat, I guess. It's giving him the momentum he needs to get back into this match and lead by 3 frags now. 14-11, 6 minutes and 35, tantalising seconds away from victory, and his second victory in the I-Series as well. We haven't seen Toxjq here before at the I-Series. It's a pleasure to see him this time round, and when he pulls off frags like that with the Rockets, it really is a pleasure. 14-12, this final nicely poised now. Either player able to take this one for either country. Sweden versus Poland, and the Fatality group against Serious Gaming. And Toxjq versus Av3k. Too Good says, who's Fatality? He's that guy you stole the tiger from a few years ago. Wasn't a real tiger.
Slightly concerned if it was.
Yeah,
all tied up anyway. Toxjq is chasing Av3k down the middle there. And LG is going to end him. Av3k standing strong though here on that second tier of middle. Toxjq coming through that teleporter there. Rockets flying down towards him. And he did go for LG in the end, but of course the range of it is limited, and it did go a little bit too far. And Toxjq going to come round opposite way to what Av3k thought he was going to be coming in, and of course he caught him completely by surprise.
Yeah, almost had his back to him there as well as he went through that low red area. Yellow has been picked up by Toxjq here, but Toxjq by Av3k, sorry, and Toxjq much better with the LG. Will claim himself for 2 frag. Is that the first time Toxjq's had the lead for this match? I think it might well be, you know. I think it is, since the start of the game, and we're down towards the 5-minute marker now as well. Toxjq streaming in, going super aggressive through the acid area as well, and just about hops out of the way of the 2 rockets that flew through towards him, and claims another frag with the LG, and has been really, really on form with that LG all weekend. Quite in the 50% regions, but certainly up in the 25s, 30s and 40s on occasion. We've seen it rack up the frag after frag after frag through the group stages. Go through the upper bracket almost unchallenged. There's a couple of brilliant rockets from Toxjq, just pop themselves down on top. Well. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. They just fell on top of Av3k like it was no problem whatsoever. It was just a day out for Toxjq to do that. Now, Av3k getting a bit clever on Toxjq there, but Toxjq having none of that either. He was trying to hide around the corner. And 4 minutes and 16 remaining. Leaves Toxjq with a 4 frag. Wow!
Oh my God!
3 air rockets in a row from Av3k. 3 air rockets in a row, just playing ping pong with Toxjq and playing with his life, and now tips the tables on him as well. But Toxjq comes straight back with the LG off the spawn and reclaims a 4 frag lead. But that was sensational, Joe, down in the red armour room from Av3k. Speechless. Yeah. Joe is actually speechless.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I mean, that's the sort of thing that's going to change the game here, and the sort of thing that you've kind of come to expect from Av3k as well. I mean, he's one of those guys, the showman, and he loves to do stuff like that, and he pulls it off every now and then as well. Well, every game, sometimes.
Usually every game something like that comes out, something special from it.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a little bit of trouble now, and I think Toxjq knows it here. He knows that he's hiding for a reason along the length of that back corridor there.
And this is interesting as well, because this is almost a mirror image of the upper bracket final we saw earlier today on Frantic, except the scores are now reversed and the roles are now reversed as well. It'll be interesting to see whether Toxjq decides, with 3 minutes to go and a 4 frag lead now, 5 frag lead, whether he'll go defensive now. Oh, a little bit of a problem there for Av3k, but that's beautiful timing from Toxjq. It really is. He waited and waited and waited and picked his moment to kill him. And that's almost, a spider playing with its prey, isn't it? 21-15 is now the score with 2:55 remaining. Is the dream about to die for Av3k, or does he have something left in the tank to try and get him back inside this game for the grand final of Quake 4? Toxjq notching up 22, and remember, Toxjq needs 24 frags to tie up with Dahang in the he's almost 1 frag away from that now. He looks as if he's going to take it, that's for sure, and we might even see both players take it as well. Dahang, sad face. 24 frags is on the board now for Toxjq. He needs 1 more and he will become the highest fragger of the tournament, and overtaking Dahang in the very last game. And Dahang must be kicking himself. This has gone to 5 match.
I'm sure he is, and if not, I'm sure Jay will kick him for us. We've got 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go, and like I say, it's quite a big lead opening up here now for Toxjq, but Av3k could change this. He's got a good stack of armour, and the other armours are due to come up soon. Av3k just taking again that upper and the lower yellow.
I think he needs to go aggressive soon, because 9 frags, 1 minute 55 remaining.
Yeah, but it's Frantic. You can get 3, 4 in a row.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw earlier on in this game as well. Toxjq picked up 8 frags in 1 minute and 15 seconds, so it can be done. But when the other man is hiding the way that Toxjq is right now, he really has to go aggressive, and Av3k has gone aggressive. Picks up 1 frag. It's 24-16. He still believes. The crowd believe as well. Can he pull what would be an impossible victory back out? Toxjq playing smart though. Goes back through the TP and picking up the high yellow. Just drops across past the bumblebee grenade that pops out ahead of him. Puts out a couple of great rockets in towards Av3k, and time really is starting to become a factor now. 1:20 remaining, 80 seconds on the clock. 24-16 is the score. An 8 frag difference now. All he has to do is just keep pummeling that wall. Don't think he's just aiming at the wall. That is the teleporter exit, and Av3k will come through there any moment now because he has to come through there and attack Toxjq. If he doesn't, time is going to run down and he's not going to have a chance. 1 minute exactly remaining now. 8 frags. It can still be done, but time really is now the enemy of Av3k.
Yeah, it's going to be super hard to impossible right now, and as you see, Toxjq keeping that height advantage. But Av3k going through that teleport is going to make his move here now, and a couple of rockets. Toxjq rocket jumping away.
Wow!
But Av3k still managing to catch up, and he is going to get him off the spawn as well. But again, Toxjq completely evading him. Rocket jump up from Av3k, and still can't quite catch up with him. There he does, finally.
Wow, 30 seconds. If Toxjq is smart now, he's going to use every single second in spawn time not to respawn and not come out back into the server and hide away for as long as he possibly can. 6 frags is the difference. Normally we wouldn't be getting excited, but this is the grand final, and we know that Av3k is perfectly capable of putting up 6 in 20 seconds. 6 in 13 seconds? Almost impossible now, because Toxjq is going to win.
16-8 seconds. What do you reckon to that one?
It's a new time zone I've invented.
Yeah, so it's going to be Toxjq that wins here at I32, 25-18, the final score. And the man, by all rights, in my opinion, who should have taken the final Quake 4 tournament, has taken it.
But it's a great end to a great final, I have to say. In the end, yeah, he won the computer in the last second as well. Come forward, guys.